Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Another episode of the Over Under Podcast,
What's
our
happening?
fantasy focus edition. Got myself, Aaron Steyer, Jon Sherman, Greg Kinn, the wizard on the ones and twos in the back, baby. Before we start, go follow us on our socials, our Instagram at the over.underpod and our Facebook page, over/underpodcast.
Yeah.
Go on there, like,
I've
share,
been pumping
follow.
out content, man.
Yes, there's so much stuff on there, and we're starting to go back now and look at our first previous
some old-
podcast
the,
come to
what
life
the studio
now.
has transformed into. It is insane. With the TV table was right here. It was like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is so cool what it looks like now. Like it's came a long way already. Came a long way already.
It's definitely came a long way. So make sure you go follow us on there. Also,
Shout out to Nate for that, honestly.
Yeah, that too. And Greg for the couch, right? Greg, that's your couch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There
so
we
shout
go.
out Greg and Nate for pumping the studio up.
On there, we post all of our content, all of our picks throughout the day.
Yep.
Also, go follow us on an app called Action Bet. It's a green little check mark.
Yeah.
There you can see
All
of our plays as well too.
But we've been giving out a college basketball lock of the day.
Mm-hmm.
They're 3-2. It was 3-1 going in yesterday. Indiana lost. They should have had no problem beating Rutgers on the road, but they did. They lost
It was a letdown
outright.
spot. It was a letdown spot.
And those are a thing in basketball, man. They really are way, way more than football.
Yeah,
Like
definitely
traveling means more. Like obviously you don't have the weather aspect. It's goddamn indoors. But you like traveling. East Coast team going to West Coast and pulling a 2-3 game stretch on the West. That means something.
It's rough.
Yeah,
definitely a lot more than it means more in college than the NBA too.
Yeah. Oh, just basketball. Period.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, go follow us on there. Our socials, our Instagram, our Facebook, and also follow us each individually on Action Bet. All three of us on here today are Action Bet, so you can see all of our bets there.
Plus Wednesday nights, Dalton.
Yep, Dalton's on there as well too. So you can get all of our bets and everything that way.
Trying to get our parlay specialist, B. Fisk, that we brought on Wednesday night. I'm trying to get him on there too, so we can start getting all his parlays tracked and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep. So should we start off talking a little college football from the weekend, huh? Buckeyes.
no
are in.
words needed. 3-0.
I was talking about
No
the
words.
Buckeyes being in.
Oh.
You're just being selfish.
Enough of myself. Yeah. Well, we're
Aaron
in.
Saban.
We
Yeah,
slipped back in.
We're in.
The Buckeyes are you worried?
No.
Are you worried for a rematch? You know it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year.
I'm aware.
All right.
How do you think the top four is going to shake out? Who's the top
Well,
four?
you got
Georgia
the
and Michigan.
Dogs 1. You got
Michigan
that
2.
team up north at 2. You got Ohio State 3, TCU 4.
I think TCU stays at
I
three.
think Ohio State
Just so
3,
you-
TCU 4, and we get this
I
banger of
don't
a game in the
I don't-
semifinals on New Year's Eve.
I don't
think-
think you see the immediate rematch.
Yeah, I think they're going to put Ohio State at 4.
Both
You
teams
really
are gonna
think?
have to.
I don't think.
TCU had a perfect regular season,
And
and that matters.
Well,
They just played.
That's
for
the
Here's
tough
the
part.
thing.
Is
title.
how much are you going to penalize TCU for losing a
yeah,
championship?
but the
game?
Big 12's butt, and you're
No,
coming
I
out
don't
with a
disagree.
loss.
I know it was in the conference championship.
Schedule strength.
But how is that still not really considered your regular season if you're in a
It
conference?
definitely is. It
That's-
definitely is. But
I-
the only thing that they have going for them in that aspect is they already beat Kansas State once.
Yeah.
They already beat them once.
Yeah, very interesting.
So now that they lost a very close 3-point game, if they would have lost by at halftime, they were down 10 at least.
something like that.
At least
10
it
or
was 2
17.
scores. I almost wanted to say 17. It could have been 17. And if they would have lost by 17, the story would be different.
Yeah.
But the fact that they went to overtime, lost by 3, and already beat this team once, I definitely think it keeps them in. But that's interesting. You think they're going to put them at?
I think they keep
3.
them at 3.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It's going to depend on how the.
Let
how
me
the-
tell you what.
it's going to depend on how the selection committee wants to market it.
Any 3 of those teams, what they will do to TCU is going to be ugly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Any of those 3
TCU is
teams.
going to get schmacked.
Mm.
Think of Cincy last year.
I don't think TCU. I don't think their offense is explosive enough to get into a shootout, and their defense isn't good enough to hold anybody.
Their offense is explosive enough to get in a shootout. Their
Yeah.
defense isn't good enough to stop any of those 3 teams.
Their defense was great for Big 12, but like you're looking at 3 teams.
It wasn't
who
even
just-
great for Big 12. It was good for Big 12. It was good enough
Yeah.
to because dude, 6 games this year they were trailing by double digits at halftime. That's not good defense. And they had a stretch where they played 4 straight backup quarterbacks with Kansas.
Yeah.
And
Kansas State was one
Kansas
of them.
State. Yeah. 4 straight backup quarterbacks. I mean, I don't know.
It's
There's
gonna
definitely some loops in their schedule, that's for sure, but they stay in.
If the committee makes Ohio State 3 and Ohio State Michigan play in the playoff, that is going to be the highest watched.
Once in a lifetime things, dude.
Yeah,
This is more,
that may be the most watched.
Once in a
college football
lifetime as a 4-team playoff. Now it's going to 12. We might see this all the time.
game.
Yeah.
We might see it more often, like semifinals and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. But if that is the 2 versus 3 matchup, that may be the highest watched college football game.
Give
of all
me
time.
that. I'm ready for redemption again. But if let me tell you, if it went the wrong way, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to return from that, man. I don't know.
That puts everybody.
That's gonna be a dark
yeah.
spot. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a dark hole that puts
That is
me
a
in.
very sticky spot
Yeah.
to be in. I just don't know.
I don't think I'm gonna be talking college football for quite some time.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I also don't know what what's the spread? I mean, it's gonna be Michigan favorite, I would assume.
You would think.
But how much are they gonna favor them by?
Give me the Buckeyes
I would
as
say-
underdogs
I would
once
say that
this
game
year.
is that-
We haven't had it in
So-
2 years, really.
Yeah,
So that game is supposed to be Fiesta Bowl.
yeah. In
Which-
Glendale, right?
Yeah. Ohio State's played there quite a few times.
We
Yeah.
run that shit. Except against Florida. we ran it for the opening kickoff, and then
and Teddy again got hurt.
It turned into a shit show.
Troy Smith looked like a human instead of playing these slow Big Ten defenses, because that was when the SEC speed was really like, yeah, they're still a tad faster.
They're still ahead of the game, but they were so much further
Back
ahead of
then,
the game.
it was different,
Oh,
bro. The
yeah.
Percy Harvins of the game, and Joe Hayden's, like the athletes were just different.
Like the Big Ten had 4.5 speed back then. The
Yeah.
SEC had 4.2, 4.3. Like
Yep.
it was that big of a difference.
Now
The
it
Big Ten
kind of
had-
evened out a bit, but yeah.
The Big Ten didn't tap into that Southern style recruiting
Oh,
yet.
yeah,
They weren't going South in recruiting yet.
ESPN
But-
had a couple of my best matchups in their daily fantasy. I'm excited to get to that.
I just don't know. I'm very nervous about where the Buckeyes land.
We're in the playoffs. That's all that matters. Give us a shot. What did I say the other day? I said sprinkle a natty shot of the natty in my nose, and I'm all in. I'm buying in.
Yeah, we can tell.
I'm not.
I would rather be 3 than 4. I'd rather play Michigan than Georgia.
I mean, I think you have to beat Georgia to win the national.
Either
title.
way, we
Yeah.
gotta go. Like whatever. I want a natty. It ain't Michigan in my sights. It's a
Georgia's
natty.
so fucking good, man.
Are they?
They're arguably better than last year. They rotate 6 or 8 guys on the D line, and they're all like 4 or 5.
I
They're
tried to
very
tell you
good.
this in
They're
August,
very,
bro.
They're very good, but they have looked suspect in quite a few games.
I feel like
they
it's
didn't
they
look
get
suspect
bored.
last night.
They get
They
bored.
didn't look suspect last night. LSU's
No, no,
not
no,
good. LSU got whopped by A&M. LSU's
I get
not
what you're
good.
saying.
LSU sucks.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like they get bored with teams.
You think they get bored with Kentucky 16-6? That was the final score.
Yeah, like
That's not bored.
What-
That's just
how-
a team
how do you-
playing them tough.
How do you
because
get them hyped up for that though? Like, oh, you're gonna I don't
Kentucky
know.
was a top 10 team.
Yeah,
At
but
the
it's still
time, yeah. But
it's still
are they
fucking
really a top
Kentucky.
10 team?
It's still Kentucky.
They were at the time, and that week, if you can't get up for a top 10 team, what are you doing? We got up for Penn State, no problem. Shouldn't have, but we did.
I don't know. Georgia's. You got to beat Georgia to win the Natty.
And I'm not arguing that, but I'm not as scared as you are, I don't think.
Georgia's really fucking good.
They're good. Like it's
I'm not saying they're a bad goddamn
and
team.
They arguably have the best player in the country that's not a quarterback.
Jalen Carter.
No, Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers
On
is different
offense,
for
yeah.
sure,
Brock,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
But,
the
defense
on
too. Yeah,
defense,
like that kid is
Jalen
unreal.
Carter is. I told you guys in August about him. He's fucking terrifying.
He definitely is.
He is. Did you guys see that sack he had on Jaden Daniels where
Yeah.
he grabbed him up with one arm,
Threw him like a
picked
rag
him up,
doll.
and was like, "Bro, that is
Threw him
just
like a rag doll.
absolutely embarrassing." But all right, let's move on. Our daily fan pool today. You can message us on one of our social medias to get in it. The over/under boys are 4-8 this year. Dalton and John do count. They need to win one so
I'm
they
trying.
can contribute.
They only
please.
count if they win.
I'm
We're going to
trying.
delete that part of the doc if they don't delete it. But we're just going to roll with that. They got to win one to.
But we're 4-8, looking to make a comeback. We
Yes,
won last
sir.
week, so let's see if we can get hot, get a run here, get back to 500. That would be embarrassing for you guys if we came back.
So embarrassing.
But studio side bet this week.
Not one game.
You went on a limb here.
Not 2 games.
3.
No spread.
No spread.
All money line.
What happened there is Steyer was just speaking from his heart and not with his wallet.
They put me on. We don't put money on these studio side bets.
no,
It's
I
just
get
the
that.
dares.
But it's like you were thinking with your heart and not with your brain.
Okay, so look, if I'm throwing down $100 down on this bet, I'm probably not gonna take the Browns money line. But since I'm what we call content sluts, me and Joey, I'll throw a risque bet out there. You know what I mean? Just I don't know. I'm tired. I feel bad for
Honestly,
Joey.
Wednesday-
Joey gets punished every week.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
Wednesday could be awful for you with the one chip challenge on top of a potential punishment that Joey could.
I ain't no bitch, John.
Oh, I forgot you have to do the one.
I
chip challenge
didn't.
on
I didn't. I think I'm gonna take it a lot better than you did.
I don't know.
I do.
I
Joey's
don't
a
know.
drama queen.
You're a very big barbecue guy, not a big spicy guy.
I can do a little spice. I'm
Oh,
a big.
that
I'm
is
a,
not a
This isn't a little spice.
not a little spice.
I can do spice, man. I mean, I'm sure my reaction is gonna be priceless, and I'm gonna take it like a bitch.
I would
But
say who pukes quicker?
I don't think I puke, man. I'm not gonna
The-
sit
the-
there.
the
I'm
thing
not
about
gonna
the-
sit there and add the milk chug
Yeah.
challenge on top of the hot chip.
The puking was
Like
definitely
Joey
because of
did.
milk and water. That was the mistake. The
What?
puking was because of the
You
milk
see
and
what
water.
these boys did Wednesday night with no drink for 5 minutes? They didn't throw up.
No.
Bro, they were going.
You just gotta
Dude.
fight it. You gotta fight the pain, and I'm mentally
I would say
stronger.
it's that for that though. I think it was a competition with somebody sitting right.
And
next to you.
and then that brings me into something. I'm bringing on a buddy to take it on with me.
Good.
One
That'll benefit you.
That will help.
a good buddy that coached down at Little League with me. He knows a lot about college football, so he'll actually probably stay on for a college
Yeah.
football segment. But my
he
good
can
buddy
talk.
Cole Pierce, if he
If
can
he
talk.
talk.
Yeah, my good buddy Cole Pierce is gonna come on Wednesday night.
And then did
Take
we
on.
figure out a punishment yet?
No,
Or-
Dalton hasn't let us know, so we'll have to post that later today.
We'll post that today. So stay
Dalton's
in
lacking.
touch with us. Let's get into our injury report, huh?
Yeah, we didn't announce what games we were doing for that. So we got
Oh.
the Steelers, we got the Falcons. I got the Steelers. Clearly, he's got the Falcons. We have the Jets, Vikings. I have the Jets. He's got the Vikings. He already lost one betting on them motherfuckers.
That was at
and lost a
4:15.
bet going against the Steelers. So you're 0-2 in these first two games so far.
Well, this was not 1 p.m. Kirk.
And the third is the one I went on the limb, but I Texans against the Browns. Texans against the Browns. I got the Texans.
Dude, if that ends up being like the tiebreaker and Steyer wins,
Let me read this article that I found on the Great Action Bet that I sent in the
Yeah, I
group
saw
chat
it.
yesterday. Once I can find it because we text so goddamn much in here. Here we go. This is Houston's Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Watson's time in Houston ended, let's just say, in quotes, poorly. You know the Texans would like nothing more than to spoil Watson's Cleveland debut and effectively end the Browns' long shot playoff hopes before Watson can even get them started. Never underestimate motivation. Motivation means an extra push on 4th and short, more aggressive on late downs of special teams, fake or trick play you saved all season. Houston is 1.5 games ahead of every team for the number 1 pick, so the Texans have no need to tank this one. Actually, they helped themselves by beating Cleveland since they own the Browns' first-round pick from the Watson trade. I'm taking the Texans on principle. Watson doesn't get to do what he did, disappear 700 days and come back as the biggest road favorite of his career. Lean Texans +7. That's coming from Action Bet.
That's
Boo.
+7 though.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
not
the
money
cover. Hey, I still like it. I still like it.
That's +7 though. That's not money line.
Got them accusers in the stands. They're in his head.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous that they're going to be there, but that's besides the point.
But, all right, let's get to the injury report. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Justin Fields returns.
That's good for the Bears.
That's cash money. Real good for the Bears. They're still dead.
Cool. Very much so.
This week's key game time decisions, though, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, both Denver's receivers. Wide receiver Romeo Dobbs, running back Travis Etienne. Do we have a lean on if he's playing or not? Do you know?
he's
think
playing.
he's supposed to.
Etienne
He's
is
been
playing.
clear. I don't even know if he has an injury designation for the
He was
week.
questionable
I
still this
think it's
morning.
just because he didn't practice.
Okay, so Travis Etienne, according to John, is playing. Wide receiver Zay Jones for the Jags is also questionable. Wide receiver Jamar Chase is active. Running back Joe Mixon, I believe, is leaning towards active as well,
Yes.
coming out of concussion protocol. Josh Jacobs, active.
Yes.
Deebo Samuel,
Yep.
Active.
Michael Carter,
Doubtful.
and Antonio Gibson, I think, is doubtful as well.
Yes. Yes. I think they said yesterday Michael Carter is more than likely not going to play.
They don't need him with that Zonovan Knight. Look out for that, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
Look out for that, buddy. We got our best and worst matchups for the week. Let's get into it. I'm going to go with my quarterback right off rip, and I think Aaron Rodgers is starting.
Yeah, he's playing good. He doesn't have an
I had
injury
Aaron
designation.
Rodgers / Jordan Love because I think either one of them dominates Chicago's secondary because without Eddie Jackson, man, and with him being on the hour, that secondary of Chicago is absolutely depleted. They can put some points up, don't get me wrong, with Watson being in there, but they can't stop nobody. And I think Rodgers playing, he owns Chicago. I bet on him earlier in the year against Chicago, and it was a comfy cover, and I think it doesn't change this week. Aaron Rodgers dominates.
I'm starting Aaron Rodgers.
Could be the last game this season, maybe as a Packer ever, that he does dominate.
Love it. My quarterback, Justin Herbert, going against the Raiders, an in-division game. The Raiders are absolutely dog shit in the secondary. And this is definitely one of those games where Justin Herbert goes absolutely absurd. And then ESPN will continue sucking him off for the next 6 months till next season
Herbert
starts.
goes nuts today, I agree.
Because this will definitely be one of those games where he goes absurd, and then he will have all these random stats where he's the first player in NFL history to throw a 62-yard screen pass for a touchdown with 3 minutes left in the second half with only 10 guys on offense or something like. It's fucking ridiculous, but ankles.
Who's yours, John?
I got Trevor Lawrence. So you look at the last, like, all right,
sunshine.
it's kind of an easy one this week.
Sunshine.
The last
He's got
two or-
momentum.
Yeah, he's got momentum after last week. The
Yeah,
last 2 or
knocked
3
off
weeks,
the Ravens,
he has
man.
been trending upwards as well. Plus, the Lions are the worst team against. Like, they give up the
Pass
most points
coverage,
against
yeah.
quarterbacks in fantasy,
Only hope they got Aiden Hutchinson getting to him.
and they have guys off on the offensive line that should be able to protect them.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like Jacksonville's their offensive line isn't the best, but it's also not one of the worst.
No,
Like that, you're not going to beat them with one guy. You're going to need to bring 5 or 6 guys every time to beat them.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Who's your running back, John?
Ooh, I'm next. I got Dameon Pierce, and yes, it's another running back against Cleveland, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like an
it's-
automatic go.
It's pretty easy.
Here we go again, he says.
But it's a solid bet. It makes
I think
sense.
so. I think
and
so. And he's very cheap on FanDuel for some reason this week.
Yes, he is.
Way cheaper than he has been the past
That's
few
why I'm
weeks.
starting.
Yeah.
That's why I have him. But it's a good matchup. Even if they get down big early, they're still going to run the ball because who the hell is throwing the ball? Because Mills got benched.
Yeah,
Yes,
Kyle
Kyle
Allen's
Allen.
the guy.
Oh God.
Kyle Allen is it. My running back, same game, different team. Nicholas Jamal Chubb, the best running back in football. Houston's run D is the worst run defense in the entire league. And I think with Watson's first game in 2 years, obviously that is something like that's going to be a thing.
Cold take for Browns fans. I think Stefanski tries to get way too goddamn cute and tries to make Watson be a hero, force feeds him, forgets that he has Chubb back there and does what he does best and doesn't give Chubb enough carries today.
I agree. I think that
I think it's going to be a
I
lot
think
of
more
RPOs.
rushing yards come from Deshaun fucking Watson than Nick Chubb today.
I don't think that. I think it's
I
going to be
do.
a lot of those zone
Stefanski's
readish
going to force it, I'm
RPOs.
telling you.
I think, well, the thing is if he's going to want to throw these deep shots, which he loves, and especially with Deshaun Watson, who's an elite deep ball thrower, he's going to have to run the ball to
Was
set
at
up the
one
play
point.
action. Yes. I mean, let's be real. He took the fucking Texans
At one
to
point.
the playoffs.
yeah.
That was a while ago.
Those were good teams, though.
They were good
That defense was legit. You had Hopkins and Fuller when he wasn't hurt / suspended.
Yeah.
And they had a good running game as well.
Yes, they did.
Still, they're still the goddamn Texans.
Whatever it takes, right?
Exactly. But Nick Chubb against this Houston run defense, I absolutely love it, especially when they get down in the red zone. It's going to be a lot of those zone read games where, yeah, either one of them can score, but I feel like when it gets down to it, Nick Chubb's going to get the ball and Nick Chubb's going to score.
Well, let me tell you who the best running back of the day to start is, by far.
Kenneth Walker III.
Kenneth Walker III playing the Rams. Take Aaron Donald out of that Rams defense and have
They're
a
terrible.
goddamn day, Kenneth
That-
Walker III.
Until I saw you picked him, that was like my go-to
Let's
pick.
lock it in now. If daily fantasy, if you got him on your fantasy team, he best be in. He's having a day.
He's putting up 20 points today.
At least. So, and then I'll go straight into my receiver, which is also the best receiver play of the day. Coming off an injury, should be healthy and fresh. He put up 17 receptions, 320 yards, 4 tutties against these same cats last year. I'm talking about Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase playing the Chiefs today.
Jamar Chase, huh?
He's going nutty, just like he
Yeah.
did last year.
I like that
Joe
pick.
Shiesty's been coming on a little bit. T. Higgins has been holding it down, but it's time for a big dog Jamar Chase to come in and Now,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'd love to see division-wise, fan-wise, I'd love to see the Chiefs win this for AFC North purposes. But the Bengals have these guys' number. They did it in the regular season. They did it in the playoffs. And, man, it'd be hard to take.
Are the Bengals
not
the
take
Chiefs
them today?
kryptonite? Are the Bengals the
They,
Chiefs?
dude, I saw a stat. It goes back to 1986. 1986, the Bengals are 8-2 against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they've won like 7
Jesus.
straight.
It's one of them matchups, man. It's one of them matchups.
Jesus
Even when the Bengals were
Christ.
bad, they gave them runs.
Yeah, like back when the
Oh,
Priest
05,
days.
05 when they were 9-0. The Chiefs were 9-0 coming into a 2-5 Bengals team, and the Bengals
Wait,
won.
05. Bengals won the division that year.
04, it was that era. It was Priest Holmes,
Okay.
yeah. It was 04, 05.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like Chiefs were.
The
supposed
Chiefs
to
were
just
9-0.
kill 'em.
You had Trent Green at quarterback, Priest Holmes at running back. They were running shit. And yeah, and who was that returner? Hall. Deontay Hall.
Deontay.
Hall,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so cool. He was Tyreek before Tyreek was a
He was
thing.
Hester before Hester.
That's better, yeah, because he wasn't so much a receiver. He was mainly a returner. Yeah, he was money. But yeah, the Bengals spoiled that. So nonetheless, Jamar Chase goes nuts today.
Jamar Chase and Bengals money line. It sounds like.
yeah. And I mean that stems into Fiskey's parlay that he
Yeah,
gave
he's
us.
got the
Bengals money line and Browns with the spread finishes off what he already had with the Utah money line. So
I love
pay
it.
attention to that. It's posted. Win some money with him.
I love it. My wide receiver to start is Keenan Allen for the Chargers. Going back to Justin Herbert, Las Vegas secondary is absolutely pitiful. And Keenan Allen's playing his 4th game of the season, his third game, I think,
Did
in
he
a row.
end up playing last week?
Yeah,
he didn't do shit if he did.
He had double digits.
Did he? Okay.
He had 70 yards and a touchdown. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. That's suitable.
So I think he's just finally getting comfortable in a game. He's obviously a little bit behind everybody as getting like everything going. But I think it's one of those games where it's a big divisional game. Mike Williams, is Mike supposed to play today?
I do not know.
I
I'd
don't.
just say I doubt it.
I don't think he is, which means Keenan Allen's by far the number one go-to. Palmer has been playing well, but I still think Keenan Allen is the go-to guy, especially in a divisional game like this, that the Chargers absolutely need to win. So Keenan Allen, receiver start today. I love it.
Side note: did you guys like my Shane Falco Cam Rising comparison?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You know Shane Falco.
Yeah.
Have you seen Cam Rising, Utah's quarterback?
No.
It looks
Put them
exactly the
side
same.
by side, dude. It was identical. I
It's
posted
scary.
Friday night. I said, Shane Falco, Cam Rising, whoever Utah's quarterback is, Buckeye Nation, thanks you.
Who's your receiver, John?
I got AJ Brown. This is
Yep.
an absolute revenge game for him. They were willing to ship him away for I think like a 1st and a 4th. I mean, granted, Tennessee got Treylon Burks, who
It's
should
revenge
be pretty
game
good,
playing
but, like,
Tennessee. That's where I was. Yeah, that's
But-
where I like it.
Oh
playing
my God,
Tennessee.
I knew.
They give up the second most
Told
points
ya.
to wide receivers this year. Like, and AJ Brown is looking to just absolutely tee off on that secondary, which isn't
Yep.
that good.
He went
That's
against it in
terrible.
practice every day last year.
Well, no, he's gonna have probably Roger McCreary.
Oh, true. The
covering him,
backups.
who he will absolutely torch. Like, I think you could see fireworks all game long from AJ Brown.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, tight ends, John. Kick it off.
Tight ends. Foster Monroe. If you kind of look at the last few weeks, kind of once Waller was pretty much confirmed to be done for the year,
He sucks.
he's been done for a couple of years. But Moreau, like, he has quietly become like the number 2 behind Adams there. Like,
He's
is-
sneaky good.
He's a guy that Carr has loved ever since he arrived there. Like, it's just a smart matchup if you don't have like a for sure thing at tight end.
Yeah, Foster Monroe's like one of those sneaky, gigantic, white athletic dudes.
Yeah.
Like freakishly huge, but also freakishly athletic, which
For
is
sure.
And
very
And I
odd.
feel like he's never going to get you a ton of yards, but he has that high touchdown upside,
Yes.
especially against a team like the Chargers, who has struggled with the back end of that defense.
Yes.
To where he double digits isn't out of the question for him today, and you will take that as a tight end that isn't like a top 3 guy.
Very true. Very true. All right, my tight end of the day, George Kittle, and white quite possibly is the game of the week. San Fran going against Miami. One thing Miami's defense is not very good at is guarding tight ends. Miami is the 3rd worst fantasy defense against tight ends. And you know San Francisco will be playing that ball control game. Obviously a heavy run game with Christian McCaffrey.
For sure.
Jeff or their running back is out. Wilson's out. Jeff Wilson's out.
No,
So
that's
Wilson
for
is
Miami.
Wilson's
He
Miami.
used to be a
was,
Niner.
yeah, he was a
Mitchell
Niner,
is
got
out.
traded.
It's
Elijah
Mitchell,
is
yeah.
out. So it's going to be CMC. But with this ball control game, a lot of dink and dunk passes.
Yeah.
A lot of them going those weird little crossing routes to George Kittle.
Yep.
That he likes to break open. So I love George Kittle today.
Let me give you my tight end real quick. I got
Say something good.
Harrison Bryant of the Cleveland Browns.
He manages to piss me off quite a bit.
So with no David Njoku today, Watson's first game in 2 years, I think those two things together mean a lot of short, safe passes to Hunt and tight end one. And tight end one today happens to be Harrison Bryant. I think that's Watson's security blanket today. And I think he has a decent little day.
I think he does too. Did you see? I know you probably didn't watch the Browns game last week, but I think it was the first drive of the game. He ran like a deep over route. Jacoby hit him, and he got hit in the legs like as he was like running and turning. Did a full flip.
Oh, no.
Full flip. It was absolutely terrifying to
dude,
watch.
I think I saw that. It was like crazy because you see guys get tackled and flip over a lot, but it was like super instantaneous.
He got like
whoop,
shit
real
whipped.
fast.
Yeah, it was
Nate
scary to
Mullins
watch.
comments, John, you look good in orange.
No.
Can we let's specify right quick.
This
That's
is the Broncos jersey.
Yes,
What's
that
that? I
is
heard it was a
Demarius
Browns
Thomas.
jersey?
R.I.P. to
Browns jersey.
It's a Browns jersey.
R.I.P. to the King Demarius Thomas, man.
R.I.P. R.I.P. All right, let's get into our worst matchups today. We'll skip Steyer's quarterback.
Oh, why? No, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get
It's a
into
hot
it.
take.
Worst quarterback matchup of the day is Freak Man, as Joey calls him, Mr. Sean Watson. I think
Oh my god! I can't believe this is your pick right now. I hate
Just a
you.
this
hater.
is
I
the
hate
worst
you.
quarterback matchup of
Just
the
a
day.
hater.
No, not a hater, a pure realistic. Dude
No,
hasn't played
I
in 2
literally
years.
haven't-
This defense is NFL athletes. There are no scrubs,
wait,
okay?
We said that last
Wait,
week.
wait,
No.
We said that last week about the Texans. They still get paid money to play football,
and they
got-
almost covered
what?
against the best team in the freaking AFC almost.
almost.
Why are you speaking like Deshaun Watson played 2 years ago in Little League football? He
Oh,
played
okay,
in the
I'm not
NFL.
saying he played shitty football 2 years ago.
I
I'm
would
saying
say-
he
You're
hasn't
like-
played
you're
at
like,
all in 2 years, and
this
we've
is-
seen players do that before and come
This
back
is
look
it.
like shit.
This is the NFL defense. Yeah, no shit. He's seen a bunch of them before. Like what, bro?
Throwing
He's ready to
5,000
go.
yards
You
in a
really think
season.
he's gonna be the worst quarterback today?
No, he's not
The
necessarily
worst
gonna be the
matchup
worst.
of the day. I don't think he's gonna put up no 3-4 touchdown games like a lot of quarterbacks will today.
Okay. I'll give you some slack on that.
See,
I think I
You're
can see,
talking
I see like a
fantasy-wise,
180
so, yeah.
yard, 1 touchdown game with like a cool 70 yards rushing on
Hey,
the side of it.
I gotta apologize, man. You just got me fired up talking.
No, I just don't think stat. I don't
Hey,
think
Greg's on 10 today.
He was down my throat real quick. I don't think. I
that-
just don't think he puts up the most fantasy points out of all. Like when you compare him to the
And-
rest of the league's quarterbacks today.
He's definitely not the worst start, but like for guys that you're potentially going to start or looking
I'm
for
starting Mike White over Deshaun Watson today.
Even you said last week, don't start him the second week, only start him the first week.
I'm rolling with it today because the Vikings defense. I'm going against it because he looked that damn good, man.
What? Okay,
Mike White, that is.
but he wasn't your quarterback of the week.
He wasn't my quarterback of the week, man.
Okay,
Aaron
all right.
Rodgers against the goddamn Bears was.
My quarterback, matchup wise, I do not like is Lamar Jackson going against this Denver Broncos
That's
defense.
more ridiculous than what I said.
I
What
don't
do you
think
mean?
so.
Have you seen the Baltimore
say-
offense the last
Yes,
4
I
weeks?
have, and it's so due for him to just bust a
Hey,
game.
But
out.
not against the best defense in the league.
I'm going to drop a number on you. Last 3 weeks, Jackson's total QBR is 15.5.
Yeah,
He
Kenny
hasn't been
Pickett
good.
style
He has
numbers.
oh no, Kenny's been playing way better than that, buddy.
Yeah, because he hasn't been turning the ball over.
Exactly.
You're instantly going to be better.
Exactly.
Anyway, I think Lamar is due. It's just not today. As shitty as the Broncos are, their only good thing is their defense. Their defense is one of the best in the leagues.
They're going to be on the field a lot today, though.
They very that. I think it's gonna.
And
This
Lamar
is
will
gonna
wear
be
them down.
This is gonna be a struggle of who wants to win the least. Because I feel like the Denver. I don't know what it is. It's gonna be the Denver defense is gonna keep them in it, but then like the Baltimore. I don't even know. Like, is the offense, the defense? It may even be fucking just Justin Tucker and McManus having a fucking kicking battle today. Is very well what it could turn. I mean, those are two of the best kickers in the league.
You could see like a 19-12 kind of game with like
That's what
7,
Baltimore's been
like,
playing, yeah.
like 8 field goals. So
Exactly. I do not like Lamar. Obviously, you're gonna still start him, but Matchup-wise, Lamar going against that tough Denver defense, not one of my favorite matchups today. In fact, it's my least favorite matchup of the day. John, quarterback to stay away from? Oh, fuck yes!
All right, so somebody here said he's only good for a week. He wouldn't start in week 2. Well, as he was
Buckle up, John. Here we go.
as he was crowned last week, the White Knight he's not repeating what he did last week. I don't think there's any way, even against like a defense that gives up points to quarterbacks, like he's not doing it this week again. Minnesota has pass rushers. They got like 3 or 4 of them that can get after it. Plus, their linebacking play is actually one of the best in the league.
Mike White has at least 250 yards and 2 touchdowns today.
That is ridiculous. He is almost doubling Deshaun Watson in every category today.
If he doesn't get it, I'll chug one of those hot sauces next Sunday.
Dude, I'm good with that. And no, we'll spin it.
If he does get it, you chug it. You chug one.
Oh fuck no! I'm not the one.
No, if it's 250 and 2 touchdowns, your worst goddamn quarterback matchup. You don't think he's gonna get that, obviously.
I don't, but it
Sounds like a good bet.
I think it sounds like a decent value bet.
Oh god.
Money where the mouth is. You know what I mean? Hot sauce where the mouth is. Whatever you want to call it.
I'll think on that one.
Think on it. We don't got time to think, John.
Oh jeez. I love John's pick.
Time to think, John.
I love John's pick.
I wish John would say yes.
It's all right. I love his pick. That's all right.
You do it. If John says no, you do it. Mike White has 250 and 2 touchdowns. You chug one of these. We'll spin it. Could be a hot one. Could be a cold.
So is that 2 passing touchdowns or 2 total?
2 passing touchdowns. The dude don't run. 2 passing touchdowns, 250 yards. That's my mark for Mike White today.
And what do you do if Deshaun Watson has more than 180 and a touchdown?
We don't have to put a fucking bet on every goddamn quarterback stat line. If you want to, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's set a standard and let's do it. I ain't scared, but
Yeah, you're so confident that he's not gonna be very good. He's rusty. 2 years. Blah blah blah. Freak man. Let's do it.
all right, give me a stat line. I'll say over under, and we can decide who's drinking hot sauce. I don't give a shit.
The stat line you said.
I want to say, but on a side note, you said 180, 70 yards rushing and a touchdown. That's over 20 fantasy points.
Oh yeah,
The 70 rushing yards I do like. 180 yards, that's light. That's light.
all right.
We'll see though. We'll
So
see.
John, Mike White over 252 year. Go. I am. If he doesn't get it, I am.
Why are you scared, John? Why are you scared of me?
I am. If he doesn't get
I don't
it,
like hot sauce.
who knows if you're gonna get the hot one though?
Oh, they're all hot.
We're spinning the wheel.
Yeah, they're all hot.
None of them are not hot.
It's just it depends if you get Carolina Reaper or jalapeno.
Right.
All right, John's gonna sit on and eventually say yeah. So just certify that as a bet. We'll mark it in here. 250, 2 touchdowns, Mike White.
Man, I'm so interested in this now.
Loser spins the wheel. And that's what we can keep the wheel hot sauce around for. Little prop
I would say-
player bets every week between
there's
us
like-
3.
That's a good
There's
idea.
like 10 of
fun.
them in there, 12 of them in there.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, so you got your worst matchup is Mike White. Yada, yada, yada. Who's your running back, John?
I got Alvin Kamara. So he has been less than stellar outside of the Vegas game this year. Like, if you look at his numbers, it's not good. Like, he'd be right around like 30, 35 for running backs. But Akeem Hicks is back for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that
and I said
matters.
this earlier this year. When he is in, nobody runs against him. And it was that way back in Chicago, too. But when he's in as well, like, running backs just don't do shit.
He's a run stuffer, that's for
Like,
sure.
and that's including in the passing game as well. Like, and part of that is pressure that they bring, but like, I'm not buying Kamara. There's something wrong, and I know it's the offense is part of it, but like, he's with him not getting touchdowns this year, he has really not been
killed
relevant
his
as far
fantasy
as
games for
fantasy.
sure.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. He is pretty bad.
Well,
My running back that I do not like the matchup. Another hot one.
take, man. Wow.
Derrick Henry going against this Philly defense.
Davis is back. I get it.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit who
And
you got.
and
If
you-
you got Tractor
But that's-
Cito in December, you play
No,
that man
and
till
see,
the
you-
wheels
you-
fall
Oh yeah,
off.
you definitely start him.
You guys discussed this too on Wednesday. It was getting Davis back, adding Sue. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to be fresh. They're going to be clogging up that middle.
Yes, but if you look all season at the stats that running backs have put on them,
No, that was once Davis went out. Before Davis went out, they
It
were
was
one of the
even-
best. They were one
But
of the best
the
runs.
thing is, the Tennessee Titans are so one-dimensional
Yeah.
that all they have, and I get it. Derrick Henry's Probably the second or third best back in the league.
He's the best.
Second best. But that's besides the point. I'm talking strictly matchup-wise.
It's not a good one.
I do not like the matchup.
it.
Derrick Henry going against the Philadelphia Eagles defense because Darius Slay is going to lock down Treylon Burks.
I wouldn't
all
be
day.
surprised if he still had a day. That's all I'm saying.
And I think
Slay is probably the third or fourth best corner in the league right now.
yeah.
Treylon Burks' soft ass is not going to be making plays like that. Now,
He's coming on.
what could be scary is if they start implementing like a screen game, like Henry's big.
That little middle screen they started doing against the Bengals.
If they get that going, that's where it gets.
The issue is like Henry is really good in the pass game, but they don't throw his way. And
No.
I don't know if that's a Vrabel thing or what.
Well, that touchdown, that almost touchdown that he fumbled on the one and Treylon Burks recovered, that was a middle screen play last week that went for 80 yards. So I think they're starting to implement it a little more and more.
They got to figure something out. They got to figure out more ways to get Derrick Henry the ball because you can't just hand it off to him every time.
Right.
Or else when you get a stout front like this, they're just going to start cheating.
Shit, they got him throwing the ball. What you mean?
Yeah, they do. Who's your running back, Steyer?
My worst running back of the day is Jeff Wilson out of Miami playing against San Francisco, the best defense in the league right now, and they know how to stop that fool. They know what he does. They know they got all the, they don't
But
need film. They
you-
saw it live.
You could argue vice versa. Wilson knows what that defensive front does.
Yeah,
He
I
knows
still don't think that matters.
No, he knows
man.
that he knows their strengths and he knows their weaknesses.
There's not very many weaknesses. That's
no,
the
there's
thing.
not. But
If there are,
I
he knows
guarantee
them.
he knows them.
Yeah, it's not going to be him that gashes
Like
that
I don't
defense.
disagree. I don't
promise.
disagree with you, but like I. But
If
like,
they thrash this 49ers defense today, it's going to be Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and
Yeah.
Tua doing it. It's not going to be Jeff Wilson.
They'll have to close the game with Jeff Wilson if this is it. They'll have to close the game with Jeff Wilson.
Absolutely.
This is a hot one you got. Let's start with this.
My
I don't know if I
receiver?
like this. I like the idea, but I don't know if I like it.
I
your
got
receiver.
lost here. I got lost in the worst. Here we go.
Oh.
My worst. Yeah, here we go. Justin J. Jetta Jefferson. Obviously, you're not going to sit him. He's the best receiver in the league. But I see one of his less productive days coming of the year today with rookie Sauce Gardner on him wanting to make a statement, being on the best receiver in the league. He hasn't failed yet, man. He hasn't failed yet. He's been on some dogs, and he's locked them down. I think he might hold
hasn't
Justin
had-
Jefferson to like one of them 5 catches for 60 yards. I'm not saying he's going to completely zero catch him. You know what I mean? But I don't think he lets him loose and gets those 80-yard touchdown passes that he's been getting every single
I
week.
think Jefferson stops Gardner's streak of no touchdowns dating back to high school.
We'll see. We'll see.
Justin, that's
Like that
You're-
you know, that's ballsy. Like I give you props for that one
Yeah.
because he is the best receiver in the NFL.
He is.
and it's not
And
even
Sauce
close.
Gardner's
And-
ready for he's ready for it.
I
I'm
don't
telling
know
you.
if he is though. Like
Ahmad Sauce Gardner, he is ready.
I don't think he is. I think you're right with he has eaten some dogs, but I don't think
And locked him the fuck down.
he has not seen anyone near the level of Justin Jefferson yet.
Let's see it.
Jefferson checks every box 2 or 3 times over.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
see.
in a
I
level
can't
of his
wait.
own
This
right
is a
now.
side bet game. I
Like-
think the Jets win too.
like you watch,
so
like-
it kind of stems into that.
Like you watch, Jefferson will tee off for like $180 and 3 touchdowns against Sauce.
My wide receiver to stay away from, Juju Smith-Schuster going against the Bengals. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have him, you probably got to start him. I just don't think he's poised to have a very solid week. Since he's secondary, I think is like sneaky solid. I think there's no real like lockdown guy like Sauce Gardner. They have no lockdown corner, but when they play in tandem and play together, it's a very solid secondary.
Secondary.
So I just think if Cincinnati can stay healthy in the back end, keep all those guys in, and kind of keep all of them in check, I think Juju's probably not going to have a very big day.
You could be right.
But we'll see. John, who's your wide
It's one of
receiver?
those days that Travis Kelce goes nuts
For
the Chiefs
yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a top 10 guy. Like he's not necessarily a guy you're gonna bench, but I got CeeDee Lamb.
We've thrown some names out there in these
Yeah,
worst
we're getting some
matchups,
hot
haven't
takes
we?
in.
And I say
Holy
this
smokes.
because the Colts give up the least amount of points to receivers. And
It's
with,
weird because
yeah,
they have
with
Stephon Gilmore.
well, they
but-
got Gilmore and they got they got Kenny Moore as well.
Yeah,
Both
he's
are-
hurt. Kenny
bo-
Moore's hurt.
Both are arguably top 10 corners in this league when healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with Zeke coming back last week, Well, I think he came back the week before, but he looked healthy.
He looks
like,
better.
It's weird. Like I think they're going to try and pound it down Indy's throat because they can. Indy's run defense has been very suspect this year.
So fucking bad. They made Najee Harris look good running the ball.
He's looked good for the past 3 weeks. No sleep.
But I feel like CeeDee Lamb might not be one of the better starts this week at receiver. Like he's not the worst
Golly.
one, but he's definitely.
What do you got on you, John? I can't stop sneezing.
But if you got better options, if you got other options in CD, start him.
Ooh,
You got a cat?
I do not have a cat.
You don't got a cat?
fuck no, I hate cats. All right,
Someone's
John.
messing with me.
Who's your tight end?
My tight end is Mark Andrews.
Holy shit!
So all
We
right,
haven't stopped. We're not stopping. All gas, no
I
brakes
get it.
here, folks.
Mark Andrews is elite. What he did last year is one of the best seasons we have ever seen from a tight end.
Yeah,
But
he's falling off.
this isn't the same Andrews, and it's not so much he's fallen off. He's been dinged up. Lamar hasn't been great this year.
They don't
either.
have a receiver, and they know where the hell the ball's going.
Exactly. It's almost kind of like Kansas City, but like Patrick Mahomes isn't in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Lamar's not Patty.
oddly enough, like
That's an interestingly accurate way to put it.
Yeah, straight up.
Andrews
Patty's
has
a magician.
struggled,
Yeah.
and he hasn't been great over like the last month either since he has come back. Well, I think he missed a game in there, but like the last couple of games, he hasn't been the Mark Andrews that we know.
Who's yours, Joey?
Oh, Patty Fryermuth
Oh,
from the Stillers going against the Falcons. The Falcons are the league's 11th best team against tight ends. Last 10 weeks, Pat's only gone over 10 fantasy points 3 times. With that being said, I do think Kenny will have to get him the ball more. I just don't think it'll be like long stretch. It's going to be like safety net throws.
I think that's a cold take because I could see Pat falling in the end zone, no problem
Yeah.
today.
See, I don't think so. With the solid Atlanta Falcons, is a sneaky solid defense, very sneaky solid defense. They do.
The record shows it.
Yes, they are covering machines. Well, they were covering
I'm
machines.
joking, dude. They're
Haven't
not
been lately.
good.
Well, I guess we'll find out today.
Yeah.
But I think
This is just did they beat Cleveland?
yeah, they can.
This is where it's coming from. This is just a respect thing for you.
Oh, they can-
Atlanta's
they-
not good.
no, they can. They're the best rushing team in the league right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really worried about Atlanta today. I'm gonna be honest.
I think you should be. I mean, they're fucking.
I'm a little nervous, but
I'm not worried.
Atlanta is a favorite. Like it's a weird. Like I like them as dogs more than I like them as favorites.
Steelers? Or
No,
Atlanta?
like
yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah, put them as a favorite.
Honestly,
and
the
they're
Steelers too.
screwed. Yeah,
And I'll
for
get
the
that.
most
I'll get to
part.
that in a little bit.
I think.
They covered that point and a half. Were we point and a half dogs or favorites last week?
They were 2.5 point dogs.
Okay, that's what it was.
I think one half the field's gonna be completely shut down though by AJ Terrell. And I think
Is he back for sure?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
he had a pick 6 last week.
I think just a pick.
I think it was just a pick, but I think he locks down half the field. I don't think Pickens or Deontay Johnson really kind of mess with him. And I think in those situations, if they know that and Pat does start eating against them, we could see a little flip flop where Terrell gets matched up on Pat. I don't know. I think there's some
I
ways.
highly doubt they're going to put
Atlanta
him on
does it.
tight end.
You never know. We've seen crazier things.
I highly doubt they would do that.
I was trying to say something.
It exposes the rest of the field.
They're going to keep Terrell on Pickens if they know what's best for him.
We'll see. Pickens drops the easy ones. Catches the very hard ones.
My worst tight end of the day is Mike Gesicki, man. I think we're gonna. I think Sanford knows how to. I mean, they practice against George Kittle every goddamn day. They know how to lock down a big body tight end. Mike Gesicki is everything George Kittle isn't. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't think we're gonna see that white ass, vanilla ass gritty hit today. The worst gritty in the league.
Jesus
Justin
Christ.
Jefferson stated it himself. That is the worst gritty he has ever
Oh, it
seen.
was
Mike
terrible.
Gesicki. Mike
Absolutely
Gesicki.
terrible.
That's my worst tight end of the day, though, and I think we're all through the best and worst. Then, huh? We got our daily fantasy matchups here, and mine, it's rolling with the Jets again. It's Zonovan Knight, the running back, man. He the undrafted rookie. He got his first appearance last week, and he flourished in that. And no Michael Carter again today. It's pretty much him and Troy Johnson, I think, was the backup to him last week's name. Nonetheless, this Zonovan Knight fella got all the touches without Michael Carter, and they don't like James Robinson. They like this kid more than James Robinson.
Which is crazy.
I think Robinson's hurt too. I think he's
But
still
even when Salah even said that this kid's getting more touches than Robinson hasn't been looking well. He hasn't. I don't know if it's not understanding the playbook or what it is. But Zonovan Knight at 5,500 in FanDuel cost wise. So that's a cheap play.
Interesting. My guy is a tight end actually. Gerald Everett.
I like this.
Tight end for the Chargers.
It's not bad.
Big. He's a very sneaky, athletic guy.
Yeah. He's
kind of. They play him very similar to how Kelsey and Andrews play, where he's more of a receiver type. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's as good as those two.
He resembles more of Darren Waller-esque.
Yes,
as opposed to those two. Yeah, that's a better.
Why do you
comparison.
say that?
Why do I say that?
Yeah.
why are you trying to make me say it? You're turning this into a card I don't want to turn it into. There's no.
I'm just kidding.
No. We love them all here.
I get what you mean, though.
Body type,
yeah.
not color type, you fuck. Body type wise, play type wise, they resemble each other a little more. He is more of a. He's not as bulky as Kelsey. You know what I mean? He's faster though.
Yeah.
Just like Waller.
He's a mix between like Kyle Pitts.
He said, "Why do you say that?"
He's a mix between like Kyle Pitts, who's like should be only a receiver, and like Mark Andrews, who can do it all.
I agree.
Where he's very good running routes and catching the ball, but he's not quite a blocker like Mark Andrews is. But he is a very big red zone presence, so I do like him in the red zone to catch one and fall in.
Who's yours, John?
So
I love this one.
I'm sticking with my trend with rookie receivers just because they seemingly pop up for cheap enough. But I got Drake London.
Okay.
$5,900. He is going against the worst team against receivers in the NFL. And he is their number one. And honestly, with the way the Steelers secondary is, it's banged up left and right. Like, I think he could have himself a day to where that's who Mariota's going to go through. Plus, with Pitts being out, like, who else are they going to throw to?
Yeah, it's their only option.
I love it.
But I think let's get into our standings now.
Let's do the standings.
A little rundown of the standings. Last week I went 9-7, brought me to 91, 81-4. Joey went 8-8, brought him to 89, 83-4. So we got a 2-game little thing there. We can make up. You can make up for it today. Maybe.
If I have a week like John, I busted open today.
D Money last week he fell off his heater and he went 6-10, but he's still 34, 21-1. He's gonna have a bounce back week this week. I know it. John last week set the win record for the studio since we've recorded this.
Very hard to break.
It's going to be hard to beat because I stated this on Wednesday. This is one of the only weeks of the year you have, because it's Thanksgiving week, you have all 32 teams playing, so you have 16 games going on.
Yeah, I think there's like 8 weeks in which there's not buys during
the
season.
So getting 13 wins is a little easier on those weeks as opposed to when you have 4 teams on a bye and you're only seeing 14 games.
And to put this in perspective, I went 12-4 in straight up games last week.
Yeah.
So like for me to hit that is just insanity.
12-4 in straight up games, but here we recorded a 13-3 record here. So a single week win record at 13 wins, he sets the mark, and that brings his overall record to 34, 16-2. So we also stated, since me and Joey are going for the belt and we have so many games played, we were invested already getting you guys into it a little late. We're going to come up with a little trophy token, so however you guys want to do it, a ring, a medal, something for you and Dalton for most wins.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, but you two are in competition there.
Yeah,
so that's all I think that'll be a little fun thing to do there. And then Tuna last week, his 1 week appearance, he shit the bed and went 5-8. Tuna.
Hey, it's because he kept taking dogs all week.
He's a fantasy guy. He is. Don't take his picks.
Can't do it.
Speaking, like you mentioned earlier, hop on Action Bet. See all of our picks, man. Every single one of them. We're transparent as can be. NFL Week 13, though, we had Thursday night. We all hit on the Buffalo Bills covering at -5.5. Easy work.
Easy.
Which that spread was down to like, what, 2.5, 3.5?
By the time it started,
kickoff?
yeah.
Right at kickoff, yeah.
Now here we got our 1 p.m. slate. When we got the Steelers, we got the Falcons. Leg 1 of our studio side bet for money line. We got the Falcons -1.5 with the spread. Joey's got money line Atlanta, so I'd assume he's going to take him with the spread as well. I'm going to take Pittsburgh covering 1.5. Dalton took Pittsburgh as well. John?
I got Pittsburgh. I like them to outright win this game.
Me as well.
And it's one of those things until they're favorites, like, and against bad teams, which is pretty much what they have the rest of the way. Like,
Yeah, because they got all the hard teams out of the way. They got a gauntlet for the first 7 weeks.
It's kind of hard not to like jump on board, like, and take these teams, like take the Steelers against these average at best teams, because they are finally starting to get healthy. Like, that defense has looked better these past couple weeks.
Says Atlanta has had 10 straight games of 100+ rushing yards. I think we break the streak today.
It's going to continue, but I think it's probably about 120. It's probably about 120.
It's going to continue, but
just because
shut up,
way too far ahead of yourself.
the Steelers' run D still isn't great, and they have got to, they've got to find somebody opposite of Hayward.
Jerry Judy's playing.
Oh, that was fucking great.
I think they break the streak today.
That's a steel fucking curtain.
I think it continues today, but
I gotta ask you guys. I gotta ask you what your odds are on something specific here. You know how Tomlin has never had a losing season, right?
correct.
Ooh.
I looked into this like last week, I think it was. I was talking to Nate about it, and I was like, dude, he can only lose one more game and not have a losing season.
So
If they
they're at
lose
7
two-
losses now. Yeah,
If they lose 2, they're guaranteed a losing season.
They
So-
make a tie though, and then they go 8-1.
Yep.
That
A
would
tie's
be
the only
some
thing that would
fucking-
save it at that point. But
That
yes,
would
you
be
are
some
absolutely
Steelers
right.
bullshit.
But
what do you
that
think
being
the
said,
odds are on that
the
happening?
they played the Eagles already. They played the Chiefs already. They played the Bills already. It's like
I will say this: I think there's about a 20% chance that they have a winning season, and I think that might even be kind of high, but.
25.
Like the schedule,
25, give me a
how
quarter.
it plays out, like they might end up catching Baltimore at the right time.
We always give Baltimore issues. I don't know if we'll get them both times. That could be
Let's
one
see.
of the
Hold
losses,
on, let
but
me
I think
pull
we
up-
easily won one
Let me
split
pull
'em.
up who the Steelers have left.
It's like, even though I hate the Steelers, man, like I think that's such a cool stat to have.
It absolutely
and
is.
Tomlin is trying to break a tie with Schottenheimer, I believe, is what he has,
Is
or he
it?
might have broke that last year. But
wow. So you guys got the Falcons this week.
Yep, Panthers coming up.
You guys got to play the Ravens twice.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You got
Oh,
the
damn.
Falcons,
And them Browns yet, right?
the
Yep.
Ravens, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Ravens, then the Browns.
Yep.
it's doable as long
not
as they stay
drop
healthy.
2 in there. That's the tough part, is not drop 2 in there.
Yep.
Like
Well,
it-
hopefully
it's,
they drop
it's,
one to the Browns.
it's
then
kind of
otherwise I
weird
don't
too,
care.
because like I know Ben.
That would suck to get swept by Cleveland, huh?
I mean, it's not happening.
See, I know Ben's record in like November and December were great, but Tomlin has been a large part of that as
Brandon
well.
Cooks
being
rolled
there.
out for Houston.
But like, if Tomlin can close out November and December, like they have in years
Like they
past,
do.
like
Like
it's,
they
it's
do.
There's potential
Well, I mean,
for a
there
winning
was
season.
no. Where's
Which-
Ben Roethlisberger?
Which sadly, if they end up with a winning
He's done it
season,
without Ben before. We went through this. He did it with Mason Rudolph and Duck fucking Hodges,
no,
buddy.
they shit the bed that year.
But they went 500. But they went 500
They
without
did.
Ben. That's what I'm stating.
But sadly, if they end up with a winning record, I feel like Matt Canada stays put for another year because
Oh, if that's what
because
the
they
shoes you're
haven't
gonna put in
figured
there,
out.
lose the fuck out. tank. Get him. Walk the plank, Matt Canada. Join Joe
like-
Woods in Cleveland.
That's a win-lose
Send him off in
situation.
Lake Erie together. See you later, fellas. I never want to see Matt Canada in that fucking booth in a Pittsburgh Steelers game again.
Because-
sending receivers in motion as a goddamn H-back. What are we doing?
Because arguably, if they go 7-2 to finish out the back half of the schedule, granted it's a lot better than what the front half was, it'll be almost like the offense finally has it figured out.
I'll never root for us to lose, but if man, you hang a Matt Canada firing over my nose, and I
Like-
might.
Yeah, and
might
that's
take a
my
nibble.
biggest fear. Are we as fans willing to sacrifice a winning season if it means to fire Matt Canada?
Let's just trust the front office and hope they got some goddamn brains. Let's get a winning record out of it, and let's say, okay, you're the reason we lost about 6 of those fucking 7 or 8 games we lost. You're still out of here.
Hot take. Let's move on though.
What's the next game?
Packers at Bears.
Packers, Bears. It's Packers. -2.5 spread, but I still got the Packers.
John being on.
Everyone went with the Packers, but John's got the Bears.
All right, so last week I think I was on my own on
I
like
like
3
this.
or 4 matchups. I won every single one.
Okay.
you guys.
Whoa, spicy little take
And
there.
I
Oh,
actually
big flex.
didn't even pick this game until this morning until I found out Fields was playing. But Fields is the X factor. If he can
Yeah,
play the
that
whole
does.
game, he will keep it close. If not, right out, just win the game for him.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Because guess what? Those Packers teams that have dicked down this Bears team over the last 15 years, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Damn.
1000%.
It's
It
not
is
the
not
same,
the
but
same.
they already did it once this year at Soldier Field, man.
No, this is
Yeah.
this
At
one.
Lambeau, they
No,
did it.
yeah.
Okay, this one's at
This
Soldier.
one's at-
But
Don't-
still, Aaron Rodgers last year says, "I own this place." Remember that?
Yeah, that was in an MVP season, but like, guess what? Is he winning?
This is the one team he
How-
dominates,
how
and you're
close-
not going to fluctuate me off of it,
Hey,
dude.
hey,
He has their number.
Hey, I do recall you guys saying that he absolutely owned the Lions a few weeks ago.
Damn, he was right.
And the Lions whipped that ass.
Starks realization so fast.
Oh,
So
Dalton's mad at you guys.
just trust me when
Holy
I say
fuck.
this.
That was great.
Dalton said, "No fair. I have to choose at the." What?
If Dalton wants to change it now, like let him change it in the comments. That
Yep,
way
go
we
in
have
the
it
dot
there.
and change it before the game started. You cry, baby.
You got till kickoff, dog.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
that's it. Kickoff. It's.
But I like the Bears to at least cover, if not just outright win this game.
I disagree. I'm staying with my disagreement as
Oh,
much as you're
shit.
trying to fluctuate it. This
can't
will
be
be
swayed.
and staying true right here. If the Bears outright win today, I will never go against Jon Sherman again.
Oh shit.
All right, next game. Jags at Detroit. Detroit -1. Jameson Williams is playing. So
No,
my pick,
he's
yeah.
activated. It looks like he's not
he's
going to
playing.
play. He's
No, he-
activated and dressing, but it doesn't sound like they're going to use him very much. It sounds like they're kind of loading him up. They're going to play it soft. He might get a few packages in this week, and it's next week, week 14, where it's time to play Jameson Williams in fantasy. He is dressing and he is activated, but he's not full go yet.
I still like Detroit.
He's probably on like what, a snap count more than likely.
A very, very, very
Probably
low
like
snap.
10 to
yeah.
20?
Yeah,
Yeah.
type ordeal.
There's gonna be one deep ball thrown in there for sure, though.
Yeah,
He is gonna fucking
Watch him catch like a 75-yard touchdown to start the game.
Oh,
But I'm on Jacksonville there. Joey's on Detroit. Dalton's on Jacksonville, and John's on Detroit as well.
I like Detroit at home. It makes sense. They've covered 4 straight weeks now. So it's I like
No,
that.
I actually put it in my bets that I was gonna play
Oh,
Detroit
shit.
here. I was leaning on it, and I'm gonna actually switch to Detroit right now.
Guys, Dalton's taking the Bears.
Dalton switches to the Bears. What a scapegoat!
I
you
get
just
it, though.
switch yours.
I get it though. When he had to make this pick,
As I'm literally typing my switch in.
John's like, when he had to make this pick and he was sitting next to you guys, peer pressured him.
This is good, man. The Jets Vikings are next one. It is our second leg of the studio side bet. Vikings -3. Joey's dick riding the Vikings again.
1 p.m.
I'm
1
on the
p.m. Kirk.
Jets. I'm on the Jets, and I'm the only one on the Jets. I'm the standalone. Let's see how I do as my standalone games, John.
it hasn't been good this year for you.
I've had some banger. I've won some.
You've
Don't
won
get me
some,
wrong.
but you've lost more. You've lost more than you've won.
Come on now, I've won some.
My NFL record is good. Don't act like it's not. God damn it.
I think he's saying more of like the individual pick record. Like
No,
when
when I
yourself.
stand alone, there's honestly not that many of those. There's usually a lot of the times it's 2 and 2 on them.
Yeah.
There has been a few. I'd say I'm on like a 40% hit mark when I'm by myself. There's been a lot of good ones, but there's been some ones where I look like an idiot too. Which I think we all fall victim to sometimes.
For sure. I mean, I had to eat a fucking chip for a reason.
John's sitting over there. He's like, no, I don't know. Don't relate, guys.
Oh, buddy had like a 5 and 6 week 2 weeks ago, didn't he?
Yeah, then rattled off 26 wins.
Yeah,
with
and then it just then it
7
happened.
losses.
Then all of Dalton's heat went right to John, and now Dalton's like fell off the plank. It's crazy how it works.
And Dalton's like, "Oh, John's taking Chicago. Better change
Me and
that."
Joey have been fluctuating at 8-8 and 9-7s all
the
year.
entire
entire
and then
year.
throw one like 10-7 in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But betting wise, I'm 3 straight Sundays, 10 hits, 10 winning games, 3 straight Sundays. Real betting wise, Action Bet can prove it.
there you go. Also playing 26 plays at a time.
Not on NFL, not NFL games. College games, yes. NFL, no.
Yeah, Minnesota here all day. 1 p.m. Kirk.
Next game, we got the Commandos and the Giants.
I hate that the Washington Commanders are favorites.
It's clean slate here, all 4 ways. It's G-Man.
Yeah.
And I actually think this is an ugly game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
very
I
well
think
could
it's
be.
like both teams. Neither team hits 20 points today.
So under.
I like. The
I
under
like
in
the
this
under
game.
here. It's 38 right now. It's Titans, Eagles next game. We got Philly -5.5. Joey took the Titans. I took the Eagles. Dalton took the Titans. John took the Eagles.
I think it's
2 and 2.
I think this is a field goal game.
Oh, I think it's a track meet.
I think the Eagles run shit here.
Yeah, I just
But I think Tractor Cito still gets his.
whoever has the ball last wins by a game-winning field goal, game-winning drive with a field goal. So I'll take the points.
Next game, we got the Broncos. We got the Ravens. We got the Ravens -8. The Wednesday boys all took the Ravens, but John's here to say something otherwise.
What if the Ravens?
8 points is a lot for
That's
the
a lot
Ravens.
of points.
That was it. Like, if this was 5 points, like, yeah, I'm probably taking the Ravens, but we got burnt by the Ravens last week.
Right.
And
That's
that
a
was
lot
only
of
5.5.
points.
Like, and I get the Broncos aren't good, but the Ravens haven't been playing well the last month. They have not been scoring points. The defense has given up late scores, which hits the backdoor covers, and that's what I feel like happens today. Like, I think Russ probably gets like a touchdown drive with like a few minutes left in the game to get
That
it.
makes too much. That makes
It
so
makes a
much
lot of sense,
To
but
get
I
it
can't
within
put
like
any
5
faith
or
in that
6.
Denver Bronco offense. Can't do it. Money can't go on them.
But I also said 19-12, and that's under 8. So
For sure. I like a 19-7 game better. Let's get next game here. We got the Browns and the Texans. Our third leg and last leg of our studio side bet. We got the Browns -7. I got Houston Texans goddamn money line. Book it in.
Can't say the same. Cleveland.
It's Cleveland that rest of the way here, so we'll see if I look like an idiot or if I look smart on this cover.
John, what are your thoughts on this game? I'd like to hear your opinions.
if they give it to Nick Chubb 20 times, Hunt 10-12, Cleveland runs away with this game. But,
Joey's like, yes.
Unfortunately, the head coach is too.
Kevin Stefanski,
He
dude,
is
I
t-
swear to fucking God, man. The first 3rd and 4 we get, we're going to go in fucking empty, and it is going to piss
Hey,
me
one
the
prop
fuck off.
play I would play today is the very first drive. The Cleveland Browns on their scripted plays look crisp and clean, and then it
Yeah.
all falls down.
As long
But,
as
like,
we don't get
I
behind.
really
Dude,
feel
their
like
first drive is always so fucking
Putting money on, put big money on the first
Touchdown,
first drive
first
going
drive.
touchdown.
I really feel like Stefanski's gonna overthink this and realize, oh, we gave up 3 first-round picks. We're paying
He's
this
gonna
man
try to be the
$230
smartest man in the
million
room once again, and
to
he
where
ain't that.
to where a quarterback that hasn't played in 2 years, he's gonna try and push too much on him too quick. They need
But
to
the
make,
analytics said
if they need to make him a game manager just for today.
Tell me they're going to cover. Just say the Browns are going to cover.
Yes, they're gonna cover.
Okay, thank you.
I
That's
like
all
them to
need.
cover.
That's your deflated fucking part.
I mean, worst case, you could just take the money line.
for Houston. Let's ride, baby. Let's ride.
Barking for
Dogs
the Browns.
ain't barking today.
You just
Take
barked.
the bark
just
box
barked.
out.
You just
Yeah,
barked.
because it's what do you call it? Reverse psychology, like you always try to use in the group
Yes,
chat.
I do. I do like.
It's gonna
reverse
be like, like a dog on a leash trying to get off the
Oh
leash.
my god! Just do the next fucking game and stop being a dog.
4 p.m. slate. We got the Seahawks. We got the Rams. This one's easy and this was clean. It's the Seahawks minus 5.5,
Seahawks.
and it's Seahawks. We don't even gotta waste no time
Like,
on it.
and
Rams
the
suck.
spreads up. Like, so, spoiler alert, this is my lock of the day, and it was my lock of the day at -7, which is
Hell
where
yeah.
the spreads up to. Like, so the fact that it's only
Run
5.5,
that one the fuck
I'm
up.
taking that all day.
Next game of the week, if you ask me, banger of it. Miami Dolphins at San Fran 49ers. Mike McDaniels at his former team. San Fran minus 3.5.
I don't know what I think in this game.
Fins up, baby.
You think Miami?
Fins up, baby. Plus 3.5.
See, the thing is, like, fuck. I think the Niners are gonna win, but I don't think they're gonna cover.
I think they win. The Dolphins. I think the Dolphins
I think
win.
the Dolphins win too. I think this is a game in which they don't necessarily have the corners to shut down both Waddle and Hill,
Agreed.
to where it's Tua's
This
just going to get
is
the ball
the-
outside, and it's going to be on short throws.
This is
too,
one
to
of those
where-
elite games where it flourishes that you need someone better than Jimmy G. That's
And-
if you ask
and
me. This
I
is
w-
one
I w-
where he meets his cap. With that game management stuff, pounding the rock, good defense, doesn't work against a team that can
So-
blow the fucking top off.
And I will go back to I think week 3 to where that was the last elite defense they played. They put up 40+ points in that game, I believe, or
Right.
maybe 38.
Now the Niners have been a spicy hot team, right? But the
have,
teams
but
they've played
guess
have
what?
not been good.
But Buffalo was spicy hot to begin the season too,
Mm-hmm.
and like Tua kept chucking. That was his monster game that showed everybody like, hey, I'm here.
Miami has showed they can beat big time. They come out
they
and
get-
win these
they
big
get
time
up,
games.
They get up for these big games.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill has been
And
in these kind of
They've
games.
done nothing but got better. Plus adding Bradley Chubb to the mix
which Chubb,
and Jeff Wilson.
Chubb has been quiet, but like he has added an extra layer to that defense. By the way, I'm loving these
I
highlights.
can't
right now.
fucking focus on what the
Folks,
fuck
all I
was
see
this.
is Donovan
right
Edwards
now.
gashing my fucking Buckeyes on the TV.
Hey, you forgot about those Cornelius Johnson touchdowns they just showed too.
Are we, hey, noon we get the results. Selection Sunday
do.
at noon. Following that, we get the Capital One Bowl Mania, which you will be in. You have no choice. You're
No,
over.
I'm doing it. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Greg, I want you in on that too, where we pick the winners of all the bowl games for college football. It's a little contest we do on ESPN.com.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, let's get all the Heart of Ohio guys. Let's get them in.
All right. Quite possibly the second best, or arguably the game of the week.
Yep.
Kansas City Chiefs at the Bengals. Chiefs 2.5-point favorites in Cincinnati.
Cincy is their kryptonite. Give me Joe. Brrr, Joe Shiesty. Joe does it again.
I'm on Cincinnati as well, too.
It's that dates back to like 1985. Like I stated earlier, the Chiefs lose to the Bengals. It's what they do. They did it twice last year. Jamar Chase is back. I'm not saying he's dropping 300 on him again, but he's gonna have a day.
120 in a tug.
One tutty and I see a 150.
Jesus.
So I am all about like streaks, like what you've done in the past, but I like Kansas City.
John loves being
I-
the other guy.
God
He's
damn
always
it,
being
John.
the other guy.
Stop fucking doing this.
And he's always right when he does it.
So Kansas City has been on a wildly good roll of late.
So they're due for a bad game.
No, I don't think so. Like I feel like Mahomes is focused with, and it
And
doesn't.
so
it
is
doesn't
Joe
even
Shiesty.
matter.
No, he's not. He just had a kid. It's got a...
It hasn't shown on the field, dude. Pat's looked fine, but so has Joe Burrow, man. And I'm telling you, the
Sam Hubbard.
I stated earlier, AFC North fandom wise, I want to see Cincy lose this game,
Right.
But I don't think they
Like
do.
I think it comes down to tie game late. Whoever has the ball last kicks the game-winning field goal.
And the fact that this
if
is-
this game goes to overtime, like
and this being in Paul Brown Stadium is a big factor.
it's the. I don't think it is.
I think it definitely is. I went to a game last year there, landed a free ticket to a Bengals Chargers game. That place, dude, once Joe Burrow got the mojo rocking there, that place has bought in. They are so invested, and they get
I don't doubt that one
for
bit,
those games.
But like,
it's an underrated crowd.
If this was Mike White
Fan
coming
base.
in, if this was Kenny Pickett coming in, and this kind of like big game, that's one thing. But this is Patrick Mahomes. He's the best damn quarterback in the league,
Yeah, it's true.
and it's not. And in my opinion, like it's not really all that close. Like he is so far ahead of
as far as
everybody
best
else.
quarterback in the league, yeah, I absolutely agree
He
with
is
that.
so far ahead of everybody else.
I just think this matchup is his kryptonite, and it's shown true so far. So
I'm still going with Kansas City. To
yeah,
cover.
yeah, you're not
And-
changing my mind. I'm not changing yours.
I mean, like I said, I think Kansas City wins on a late field goal, and that covers the 2.5.
Right.
Is it still
But
at
if Money
2.5?
Mac wins on a field goal again like he did last year, that covers 2.5.
Is it still at 2.5? I bet this will close at 3.
It's still at 2.5. But the Niners spread is up to 4.5.
So our last 4 o'clock game here, a little West Coast and a clunker. It's going to be the game forgotten about at 4 o'clock with these other
it's
two
a
going on.
poop
If
bowl.
you got red zone, this is going to be the game that gets shown like 3 plays the entire game.
I don't know. I feel like this one could be an explosive one too.
But
like,
Chargers at Raiders. We got the Chargers -2 here. That has fluctuated now, and I just saw on ESPN the Raiders -2 now.
yeah, Raiders are favored. Like
Chargers.
This is my.
So we're going to swap that in our spread here and give me the Chargers +2 all day, every day.
Justin Herbert, with his lack of ribs, is going to absolutely dominate them.
Yeah,
Agreed.
ESPN is going to be stroking them off for another 6 fucking weeks.
I think this thing is electric through 3 quarters, and then the Chargers find a way to put this game away.
So we got our Sunday night game here. We got the Colts on another primetime spot here at Dallas. We got Dallas -9.5.
Under game?
You know it. You see the spread. You know the deal.
I got Dallas here. Dallas, I think, runs away with this one very easily.
Yeah, I got Dallas as well. I think they're going to run the piss out of the ball.
I got Dallas here.
Colts are fucking terrible. Jeff Saturday's a moron.
Monday night game. Yeah, that time management stuff. Woo-wee. Somebody got to give him some lessons because you can't take
Jesus.
time out to the grave with you.
So maybe we'll have 5 timeouts in the first half today.
I mean, wow.
I mean, what an idiot, bro. What
Dalton
just
literally
a-
put the Colts under in his action bet as we're speaking. I just got to love the live interaction from our viewers. Love it, love it, love it. Sunday night or Monday Night Football now. We got the Saints and we got the Bucks. This is an interesting matchup. Saints usually whop on the Bucks, but earlier this season, the Bucks got right.
Saints are so bad.
The Bucks got right. And this one's Tampa Bay -4. Give me Tampa Bay. I think we're all on Tampa Bay here.
Yeah.
It's an easy one.
So New Orleans has owned Tampa for past what?
Leading into this
years?
year, yeah.
Yes.
And it essentially happened once Lattimore got there. But I don't think he's done for the year, right?
I think
Or he's out for this game at the very least.
I'm not sure how long he's out for.
I think so. I know he hasn't played for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
He may be done. I have no clue, to be honest.
But I like Tampa Bay in this game. I think they do just enough. Like it's weird. Like Tampa Bay from the last couple of years, it's like that's a team you ride. This year, not so much.
Right.
But like I feel like their team is good enough to get by with these 4, 5, 6 point wins. Like
Also, I feel
especially
like
against a bad Saints team.
I feel like with the Bucks blowing that game last week against the Browns, this is a game where Tom Brady is going to physically fucking will them.
And
to
did you guys
victory.
see the streak that was broken last
218
year?
wins?
Yeah.
218 wins
Insane.
Went up by
until he
7.
came into the fucking Lake Erie.
Like it's
Yeah, you heard Greg back
buddy.
there. Tom Brady, he ain't got shit on fucking Jacoby Brissett.
he's got 7 rings.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I guess he's got some kind of shit.
way to fucking. That's a low blow.
It's not a low blow. It's just facts.
Yeah, well, we all know, but let's just fucking avoid the fucking facts. All right, so that's all our picks for this weekend. Let's get into our mortal locks, which have been absolute heat.
I mean, let's talk about how much heat. I mean,
We
week
are
10,
on a heater.
Week 10, 4-0. Week 11, 3-0-1. Week 12, 4-0. Combine them all together, you got 7 plus 4. That's 11-0-1.
11-0-1.
The past 3 weeks.
And mortal locks. It is.
I don't know why you wouldn't be riding these. I almost said fade. I don't know why you wouldn't be riding these. So
right.
let's get into our week 13. Let's continue the streak. What do you say?
Let's do it. My mortal lock of the week: the Minnesota Vikings -3.
You blew it. You blew
At
it with this
home.
one. I
At
didn't
home.
see you pick. You blew our streak with this pick.
Hey, you're not taking the Texans money line.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Vikings
You just broke my back, dude. You just ruined it.
at home.
You're gonna be our first loss since week
Shut
goddamn 9. Oh my god.
At home. The Vikings are at home at 1 o'clock playing against a backup quarterback. And they're only 3-point
He
favorites.
ain't back up no more. He's starting over their starter, Zach Wilson. You can call Mike White the goddamn starter.
He would be a third string anywhere else in the league.
That's false.
So I believe that. So last year he had a 5 touchdown game.
Yeah.
The following week he had 4 picks.
Oh, that's crazy, huh? That's
Minnesota's defense isn't good though.
No, but it's not bad. I think Harrison. It's not bad. It's not good.
not
but it's not bad.
good.
It's
It's not
middle of
good.
the pack.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
No.
then that's the thing. They forced
They
a lot
also
of
allowed,
turnovers.
40 points to the Cowboys. The last 3 weeks, it's been 26 points plus allowed, and then that 26 was the lowest. It was a 33 and a 40-point game.
Who they play though? They played some good teams.
Yeah, they're 2-1 in that span
Dalton's
too.
disappointed in you, Joey.
That's fine. He can beat us.
White Lightning, Joey.
It's the White Knight.
No. White Lightning.
Why would he
pick
choose
a
the
goddamn
Vikings?
nickname already?
He ruined our mortal locks, doll. He did it.
No, you're little fucking playing the under game here. That's no fun to
That's
watch.
been fucking hitting for weeks and weeks
Wait.
and weeks, and the trend continues.
Wait, really, Dalton? You took the Vikings in your picks.
Didn't he take him last
He didn't like it as a mortal lock, though. I think that's what he's getting at. He doesn't like it as a mortal lock. That's too risque. I mean, the Jets are all right, man. But nonetheless, I'm going to get into mine. You see the one game that has a 9.5 point spread, so you know where my mortal lock's going to go. Give me the under in that game. It's the Colts Cowboys under 44.5. This trend stands true at 12-6 is where the trend's at. It
Started off at
9-3. 9-3.
So since being 9-3,
3-3.
it
It's
is
500,
3-3.
which that's not bad.
No.
Okay.
Still winning at a very high rate. So I like it. I love it. My money's on it.
Gotcha. Dalton's lock of the week. The Commanders versus the Giants under 40.5 points. Under.
I like it.
Under.
John, what's yours? I already gave it, but let's do it again.
I got Seattle. We got it at 5.5. I know it's up to 7. So even then, I'm very comfortable with that. And I think they'd absolutely roll a lifeless Rams team.
Dalton
today.
says, I'm putting my actual money on the Jets. The Jets, Jets. Come on, Joey. Say it with me one time. You're so good at it. Jets. T.
I can't do it. You won't. I want to.
Jets.
They're not good. They're not.
They're good, and you've been riding their dick all year just because your money's against them today. You don't want to look like a fool, like you're about to look and be our one loss in fucking 5 weeks in Mortal Locks.
By the way, Seahawks spread is actually down to 6.5 now. So even better.
Nice. But
let's have some fucking positivity, huh? Some good vibes.
You killed it with going against.
You're being negative. You are a negative Nancy.
Well, we have a studio side bet, and you
trust it.
No,
I can't root for it. I can't root for it, and now you're trying to make me.
There's still 2 other games that you can win. So the Vikings can cover.
So that
and you
makes
can
me
still win.
literally put all my nuts on the Houston Texans.
As soon as you
just hyped them up for 45 minutes.
No, I like them as game 3 once I win the other 2.
No, as soon as you said money line on Wednesday, there was like Greg was all over that. And like,
the kahunas were set in the wheelbarrow at that point, weren't they?
like you put your foot in your own mouth on that one.
I don't like feet. Let's stick. Never mind.
Jesus,
who's the freak man now?
Awesome. So we got all our Mortal Locks in?
All of our Mortal Locks are in. For the 3rd time on this show, I'm going to mention follow us on Action and Bet. See all of our picks today. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes my picks on Wednesday are different than where my money goes on Sunday.
Flaky, huh?
It's happened before.
Wow, this show is so fake now.
It's not because of that. It's because the spreads fluctuate so heavily. Yeah. And now, since we stated today that we can change them on the Sunday show, that's not going to be the case. That was happening because, like we said, you get a Wednesday spread at one team being favored at 10 points, and then it drops to 5, and you know they're going to win. You love it, but you didn't like it at 10 because it was too many points. Like, that shit happens. Yeah. And so it's not going to happen anymore now that we change the spreads on Sunday and shit. But I'm saying it has happened before. So follow us on Action Bet to stay tuned to all that.
Yep. Follow us on our Instagram as well at the over.underpod and our Facebook over/underpodcast. Like, share, review it. Be the first
on Spotify,
review.
Unsubscribe, resubscribe, get those listens up.
5 stars. Look up Heart of Ohio Sports.
Comment, review.
And we got all the podcasts on Heart of Ohio Sports go up on there. So tune into those as well. Make sure you watch those. Also, tune in Wednesday. Another 3 weeks in a row, we got a 1 chip challenge going down.
Not excited for this one, folks.
I am.
But I'm going to make that chip my little bitch.
Can we clip that?
Hey.
I will. How it started, how it ended.
Hey, Joey, how long was it before you got a drink?
Oh, it was
a minute and 14 seconds. I'm smoking that.
I wasn't going against anyone. It was myself.
I know. So what do you want to set the over-under at for Steyer?
Oh, jeez.
Let's get it.
Minute 45?
It's going to be you and Cole. No, I think they'll go longer than that. They'll just will themselves to do it. It won't be pretty, but they'll just will themselves.
So he's just solely admitting that I'm mentally stronger than him.
No, he had nobody to compete against.
Yeah, you're going against them. That definitely adds a certain effect to it.
Mentally stronger, I think you got to be physically stronger to handle the pain, bro.
Okay. It's a mental thing, I think, dude. I think it's definitely as far as the vomit and stuff goes, that I feel like you work yourself up so much and shit.
So you think you're not going to throw up?
I don't think I'm puking, dude.
Just don't chug milk and water.
I'm not puking.
I think he should have to do the same circumstances that you did if he's going to truly claim that he's better.
No way! I don't have to
get that.
I'm not doing the milk on the top of the chip like this dipshit did. I'm gonna maybe dibble and dabble my tongue into a glass of milk. I'm not gonna sit here and say go 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 go.
Hey, he was spitting most of that back out though.
Why not? Yeah. You're mentally stronger, bro.
because a body can't physically do that.
You just said.
Cass said. That's after a night of tequila, okay? You know that's true. There ain't tequila involved with this.
That's great. Hey, there could be if you end up losing your guys' 3.
This could be.
Oh my god.
So Dalton,
so
Joey?
Wednesday's show, let me put this in retrospect here. Wednesday's show could involve me eating the 1 chip. It could involve me doing a shot of whatever if I lose the FanDuel pod we do, whatever the alcohol they bring, have to do a shot of that on top of the chip. And then we still have our punishment to announce. And Dalton still got to hammer the gavel down and let us know what that is.
Wednesday's going to be fun.
I think somebody was suggesting you guys had to wax your leg hair or something like
that.
Yeah,
that was the thing. And they said a section. I said, dude.
I'm going to suggest a new one is you have to wax your leg hair. Oh, and for some reason, drink some milk too.
A milk chug challenge. Wow.
I was gonna say I know I suggested the cinnamon challenge, but like, what about the gallon milk challenge?
Did we just
And you guys are-
combine
you guys
getting
are
our
here for
legs
an hour.
waxed while doing a milk chug?
Why is it either spicy things or puking?
People love puke.
Because people.
I didn't realize people just absolutely loved vomit
Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
seeing people in the physical pain from what they put in their bodies is like amazing to watch.
Greg, you want to know what I
And we
said?
are whores for content.
Greg, so for the Browns-Steelers game the last week, obviously that's going to be our side bet of the week. I said we should do that Sir Stroming or whatever it's called, that smelling fish where you got to eat it.
Yeah, Nate says that has to be done outside of the studio.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I'm not here on Wednesdays.
I think it'd be so much fun.
Yeah, loser has to eat it. Everyone else has to smell it.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Everybody loses.
Yeah,
Everyone's a loser that week.
what did I do to deserve this punishment?
You're gonna hear a lot of.
Greg's barricading himself in there.
gonna say the nice-
Greg ain't leaving the studio. He's gonna have somebody else with the camera. He's gonna make us take our own camera outside.
Take the camera out there.
Bro, I'll just do it all remotely from my home.
He'll open the curtain to the window and have the camera through the window. Hey, y'all can zoom in for this one.
Awesome. I love it. You guys got anything else?
I think that covers it, man. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Greg, you got anything else?
Oh man, let's go Browns.
Let's go fucking
Go
Browns,
Steelers, go
baby.
Texans, and go goddamn Jets, Jets, fly, Jets, fly.
This guy.
Mike White, the great night.
Mike White, the Great Knight. Not the Great White.
The great white.
Night.
Dude, no.
The Great White Knight.
What'd you keep
The
saying?
White Knight.
What'd you
Dude,
keep
no.
saying
I'm
last
too
week?
dyslexic for this. I get confused.
He kept calling him the White Knight.
Yeah, Mike. You said Mike.
Mike White, the white knight. That's what I said.
What'd you say about White Mike?
The Mike White Knight.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys Wednesday night, 8:00, with a absolutely
Banger,
Packed
dude.
show.
It's a banger of a show.
So
a
make
lot of
sure-
pain coming from me.
guys tune in. Make sure you guys like this video, share it, comment on it. Also, if you still have time, go comment and tell us what our punishment should be for our side bet
Yeah,
this
because
week.
hopefully Joey's in some pain too.
I fucking hope not. I have put my body through enough already.
We're on a 2-week cool streak as far as that goes. Let's see if it continues.
We'll see. But thank you guys.
FanDuel. We still need 3 people.
FanDuel,
Okay, yeah. Yep.
3 people. Get
Need
in it.
We don't want no free pool. I won last week and it wasn't no money. I was pissed. I was fucking pissed.
All right. We will see you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.
See you guys.